map of Fracture. This is the first I think I've seen of Sage on the map of Fracture, and to combine that with a combine that with a Cypher as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this lineup, OG, but I think that it does get me excited. But I'm not in the sense on the fence about it, like, you know, it being a bad thing. I'm on the fence about it being like, how is this going to work? Like, I want to see how are they going to make this work.
I feel like that's the curveball that we were expecting from Revenant Esports. And the one thing that I have to mention here is VLT, the exact same composition that they played Fracture the last time. Although VLT did win out that series, to some extent it makes things a little readable, right? And when your enemy is rolling in with the curveball, the last thing that you want to be is readable. Yeah. That you're playing into their tricks.
True.
So what do VLT change here from the past to make sure that the future makes a big difference? Because right now, this W is the difference maker between them being in this upper bracket, or else they're going to be knocked down to the lower bracket, but then they have to take a duel against Reckoning in the lower bracket finals to get revenge. And you know how it is. Revenge is a dish best served cold. So why not do it in this fashion? Hey, I'm not saying VLT should bow out, but I'm saying Revenant Esports, they better buck up, because this is not the first taste of VLT that they're gonna have to endure if they want to take the championship here.
Yeah. Revenant have gotten away one player towards under the B side currently, and that's Knight Rider, who's actually trying to maybe set up a crossfire here by Logi, baiting him in and making LF swing, but LF knows better than that. There goes the stim. They run into the side. The wall comes in. That's a really good wall to stop the rotations from coming in. And my god, the utility is perfect from the side of Revenant. They might go up here expecting one player, but Logi needs to be careful. They're still aware of the fact that there could be one towards Heaven. And Logi's gonna try and bait it in. He goes in for the big LF doesn't connect. It jumps down to his head though. Will get the shot. And there goes Knight Rider to get the clutch onto him. And while Velocity are being split across various parts of the map right now, they're still finding kills. Right away gets one, a little bit of extra extension, but Knight Rider will take care of one, and with the third as well. The first pistol round, chaotic.
Bro, the amount of ring around the Rosie that was played around the side to then get Hellfighter's position, and the amount of time that Hellfighter was able to buy, it was crucial for VLT's chances to fight back. And they had the chance, right? They had the opportunity with ScarGod, not able to make anything happen from the main position.
Yeah.
So with the way Revenant Esports just paced themselves, they were ready to take these fights as they come, and they were not interested to play that post-plan discipline whatsoever. A lot of utility committed towards Arcade, and this is what VLT wanted to try playing up close and personal. Might push them a little off edge, although Deathmaker not gonna reap his rewards whatsoever. A slight investment with him being on the coast, and
wait, what?
Ratsu? Wow. Not something you expect a Breach versus Breach battle to be, right?
Yeah, but Amaterasu had enough space to move around, so I'm not quite sure what happened to him there.
It happens though. It's not a significant round that they lost. It's not a significant position that they lost in that kind of a position. There was barely anything done. And MW1, the only player who could actually have been any lethal this round whatsoever, if he's able to bag a couple more bodies, that will certainly damage the economy that Revenant Esports might want to go for. He's not able to land the Headhunters though. So Revenant Esports, they keep 4 members up, and crucially Wimp, on the back of getting that orb and the plant on the back of another kill, he's now
secured the ultimate. Wow, that is so quick, especially for the Breach, because how often do you see a Breach have a Rolling Thunder in the 3rd round? Unless, you know, he goes on, I don't know, pistol killing spree of 4 members in the follow-up round as well. That ultimate requires quite a bit of ultimate orbs, so this is going to be a pretty good bonus round if they, you know, win on the back of it, and it looks like they will be using it towards the A side. They are split across, and right to A's along with MW1 want to try and signify some sort of pushes coming in. They're actually being supported by Deathmaker as well on the other side, and Deathmaker is going to find Logi, and Ember just about in time gets away from there. They've established control towards Arcade and Drop, but the other side of the map almost left empty, and there goes the ultimate, which will give them a free sight, but will it get them the round is the question.
They committed the Rolling Thunder for safety, and they've pushed back
Spike
the
planted.
LT. Man disadvantage for sure, but this forward positioning from Knight Rider gives him kills, gives him position, and gives him a gun more crucially. He uses the barrier orb. Little does he know, everybody else is coming from drop, and from the top, they will drop. Scargott trying to provide Overwatch, and Ember gets himself the double.
Wow.
This was just delightful play from Revenant Esports. They convert the bonus and make it look effortless, despite the fact that VLT got that opening kill. The retake effort was just so funneled. They knew exactly where they were coming from after this aggressive play through defender spawn. They had no chance here, VLT. Revenant had everything accounted for.
Indeed. That pinch movement that came from Velocity actually gave Ember the enough information that he needed. That the fact that Velocity are trying to take control of both the arcade side as well as drop, which means that they will have a little bit of a thinner defense towards the main of A side, and that's exactly what they exploited. While that Rolling Thunder did give them, you know, the safe route into the side, it gave nothing more in value because the rest of what happened from Revenant was this pure aim game, and of course Scargott just hits it like, you know, it's an everyday job for him and does not even flinch. Revenant, B-side, taking control of pretty easy. It is an eco for Velocity, so maybe 1 or 2 frags if at all anything. But Revenant very firmly in the lead here and with economical advantage as well, OG.
The push, Knight Rider. A little scared considering VLT are on inferior weaponry. Why do you want to give them that final chance? Although Knight Rider not gonna bow out of a single fight. MW1, last time I remember, not able to translate into a single kill, a flawless victory. You know, I was afraid of the lead that Revenant had on Breeze due to the fact that they didn't get the chance to build much of an economy. Because in every single round they won, they lost a minimum of 3 players, which again, not the ideal way to play out the Stonks game, right? Here, round 4, they've built a bank that's sizable. They've been taking these rounds in more of a disciplined fashion to some extent. Ever since round 2, they've looked to be a little more stable for the majority of it. And if it continues going this way, VLT, they need some sort of a saving grace. Things will start to look bleak.
Yeah, and while we talk about a saving grace, it could be MW1's tour de force, but Loki, he's gonna be a little bit complacent about that peak. Well, his camera is not going to be helping him there. It is the first advantage that Velocity have gotten in 4 rounds. And that's actually put the side of Revenant to a stop. They kind of haven't made any movements. They're looking to go back and maybe retrieve him from his grave because the revive is available. And there it comes. They go for it again. This time MW1 not going to be connecting his shot. And Velocity have let it come back. Oh, while I speak about it, Deathmaker's actually found Ember, and that's the smoker gone to the grave. And, well, Scargott finds Right to Waste in a really weird position over there. While the rotation has come in for almost instantly, Deathmaker's kind of pinched out over here. He does have the advantage of being alive, and there comes the support as well. Deathmaker stays the best job of just staying alive, and that's all he needed to do. And Wimp, while he gets the plant down, he's looking for the clutch. It's a 1v2 now. Not gonna work out in his favor. Deathmaker will put him to sleep, and that's gonna be 4-1. Finally, Velocity with a much needed round.
Perfect timing by MW1 on the rotation. That's what started the downfall. Although he did get severely outdueled by Logi, at that point the trade game was just far too deep for Revenant to scavenge their way out of. Amaterasu as well. This early rotation that they committed on the back of the aggressive angle that was held by Deathmaker gave them the information, gave them the timing, gave them somewhat of the leverage to make sure that they can commit it in whole as the information is in real time. And again, this is Revenant taking it slow and steady. They've lost 1 round and they've called the timeout. They discuss things and they want to make sure that before VLT get any kind of momentum here on this defense, they're able to shut it down. Yet again, they're starting off on the half that they could be less favorable on, right? With the Sage and Cypher duo, you have the possibility of locking out choke points early on and then committing to other points of interest throughout the map. So it's a very interesting draft that I'm keen on seeing on the other side as well. The only question is how much can Revenant exploit? Is this going to be like a repeat of Breeze?
Well, Well, let's find out, because Velocity right now need a lot more than just the one round that they've put up, and needs to start with MW1 making their operator sing practically as many rounds as he can on this defense, because on the attack, Velocity are going to have a whole different ball game to play with. That Sage wall is going to be a menace, and so are those Cypher tripwires. With a lot of defensive, possibilities that Revenant usually love playing with. It could turn on its feet. Deathmaker this time goes in. Great kill on the Scar God. Finds his counterpart and has set up LF almost successfully. But that smoke is going to make them realize the fact that somebody could be close by. But Knight Rider, you need to be careful. Oh boy, what a swing and a half from him. Deathmaker wants revenge. Goes in with the showstopper, but to no avail. Does not commit any further. Has support. Amaterasu's made his way here as well. And that's heavy commitment from the side of Velocity towards the B side. W1 securing on his own, and Deathmaker eating a lot of that damage through the boxes. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Yes! That's exactly what I was talking about. That Brimstone ultimate with that stun potential is going to be really, really damning. And it's given Revenant a bit of breathing room, and there's White 2A's going down in his pit. The trade comes in. Amaterasu cannot do anything more. And it's only MW1 in a 1v3. OG, how have Velocity given up that lead?
It's an understandable loss to some extent, Revenant Esports, they did a very smart maneuver here. After the first engagement, after they got the trade when Knight Rider swung wide towards Arcade, everybody else from Revenant just went on a halt. They're like, we got the trade, it's on the side of VLT to push to then get information. Fracture's a map like, to some extent, Icebox, where the defense needs to play aggressive to then base that rotation game out of. And that's something that you can either do with a lot of initiators or with a lot of aggression. And VLT chose the latter to some extent. Because you saw that even through B main, it was Ember who was just vibing. He didn't take a fight whatsoever. He was just waiting to play off information and aggression. Same on Arcade. That's the only place where they applied pressure, and there were 3 people to even deal with anything if situation started to go south. Ember yet again, he's just vibing, dude.
He's just sitting there. That tripwire he knows is going to be his... he's seen the barrel. He's seen the barrel. And Deathmaker's going to be tempted to jump across it. That tripwire has been put for a reason there, so that even if he jumps, Ember's got him. But oh boy, no. Ember is vibing, gets a little too...
in the vibe?
Yep, too much in the vibe it seems, and he's lost himself in the wild. And there goes one more. That snakebite helps them out perfectly. Amaterasu chips in as well. And immediately Revenant have to be forced back.
But look at the position yet again. Revenant, if they're able to play this rotation and timing game perfectly, they will find the opening that they deserve to get this round back in their contention. Deathmaker, the only one close by to even retaliate, but the only problem is HP. Down to 60, no armor whatsoever to play with. Scar God, he has the showstopper and somewhat leverages the open nature of the map to play another aggressive off angle. The only problem is he's been discovered here, and VLT should be aware. He finds another, and welcome to the party. He gets the triple. This is turned its head, and VLT, it slips through their fingers, and hope looks bleak. So is the HP on Scar God. The only thing he has to deny is with the paint shells. The plant kind of favors him to some extent, although this play somewhat anticipated. He anticipates the fake, right to ace, years of experience on his side, and he needs to be on his tippy toes. The rounds faded away. Velocity put to a grinding halt, and Revenant are gonna send Velocity to their reckoning.
What a round. Scar God, that one little creep in towards the A-Sand side, gets in towards their spawn, finds that kill that was required, and completely dissects them like he's a microbiologist holding down a couple of
frog
cells. Whatever it is, this man has been surgical with that round, and that kill on Amaterasu was so well timed. They knew exactly what's happening. The rotation's coming through. The fault line comes in from his teammate. He makes the most of it, and then the showstopper as well. Helef just could not handle his movement. His shots did not connect in the air, and that showstopper did what it needed to. While right two ways could have done something out of that round, Kargod was pretty low, but that double kill that he got towards their spawn allowed that paint shield to come back online, And then Skargod did the rest just based on his movement of spotting whether the spike is being defused and listening to the sound cues as he does as a textbook professional Valorant player. A great round to come out of a 4v2 there, Oji. They're just playing brilliantly right now, Revenant.
I feel like this was so much down to positioning and timing, which Revenant Esports are more than patient to get. You know, they don't mind losing weaponry, they don't mind losing manpower. It's a question of how much effort do you want to put to achieve a task. You can either do it with hard work or you can do it with smart work. Not saying that Revenant were smart to give away those kills and whatnot, but the fact that they were able to translate their position and timing into such a successful result is the fact that can't be taken away from their patience and their ability to make the right utility play at the right time, especially with Skargod. More than aim and throwing off his opponents, his utility did so much disruption and more than created space for there to be so much chaos, which Revenant Esports seem to thrive upon. And you know what they thrive upon? The first half.
Yeah, it clearly does seem like it. Deathmaker taking a lot of pressure, and look at Knight Rider, that wall gives him so much space. Yeah, Battle Sage indeed. Skargod's got the side opened up, and with that, they're completely shut out. There's no way Velocity even can compete with this own side take where they are sitting in the first place. They're not challenging them towards the main side. This B side was completely just thrown aside. Now, while Deathmaker's been spotted out towards the side, he's got 3 players, 4 players maybe to worry about, and REWATCHING has taken out one of them at least. They're being cautious about this Revenant. REWATCHING gets another MW1 with another Velocity getting back into this retake. And they made this work. Wow, what a retake from Velocity.
Revenant was so afraid of taking those duels, and at the end of the day, if you don't hold position, if you don't hold the crossfire, there is no use of the position. You need to take the duels. That's what positions are for. And VLT, they did very smart, not only by way of utility, but MW1 denied any peek from tower. They might have lost Knight Rider, but then no contention from main. Usually you would expect that main aggression to go in tandem with the aggression through tower to make sure that the defense is caught to make sure that the offense in this case is caught napping, or at least distracted. But that was something that they were not able to capitalize upon, and VLT more than ready to take such gunfights. Gives them a lifeline into this first half. This, however, needs to continue. It's still 6-2, so there is possibilities for Revenant to just run away happy and dandy with a good result here in the first half, and Amaterasu a trade. Knight Rider, that's all he was hoping that comes through, because again, that revive has come in clutch and returning the numbers and putting VLT in the back foot. Deathmaker though, very heads up play with the positioning, and Hellfighter finds Knight Rider jiggling in between 2 fights.
Nope. Could be trouble for Wimp. He does have the spike on his hand as well, and Deathmaker still being an annoying menace under that A tunnel. This time, while Helef is just going to be doubling up with him to cover up these angles. Skargod spotted out. There comes a double peek. No, it doesn't. Whip doesn't peek out of him, but he will get the trade instead. And now it's on the Deathmaker. Plays it perfectly, but yet again, Wimp stands strong. Does have the Rolling Thunder to work with, and they might know of his position. Oh, there goes the blind MW1 completely set. But oh my god. He is going to be taken out in the end. What's happening here? REWATCHING will let him slip away. No, he won't.
God. That was scary. REWATCHING, when he looked the other way, I had second questions.
Oh yeah.
Came down to the final player, but Velocity hold on. 6-3. And they've successfully broken the momentum, but not the economy. That's only possible if they bag a round like this. And what a round for them to not only have the showstopper, but the Astral Wall and the Rolling Thunder. It can enable them to both play aggressively through the opening part of the round or play this retake. And MW1 looks to bring the heat towards Canteen.
This heat could spell defeat for the side of Revenant in this half. Oh, Logi, he's spotted and he's trying to give a little bit of a fake. Knight Rider, oh no! And finally, he hits a shot out of the book that he usually plays with.
Huh?
And look at where he's teleported. He's gone on top of the boxes here towards his spawn. He's going to be completely settled in by 2 places. Does not connect that one. But he does have right to waste to maybe try and settle this one. But even right to waste has got a tail to worry about. Logi will take care of one. And now right to waste in heaven, still not spotted out. Finally he will be, but he does not win that duel. The Spectre giving him troubles. But look at Scar. While he has got positioning, he himself is going to be back-ended, and that's going to be Amaterasu possibly securing the run for Velocity. 2 ultimates available. They can shut this down with both of them. Oh my god, Ember. Oh boy. This is getting too much for my heart, man.
Oh god. This is VLT winning every single round by their last breath. It's certainly not the ideal position for VLT, but it's position where they can put themselves on the trajectory to a W. And that is them going towards winning ways. At least they're going towards it. They've managed to claw their way back to a position where this could even end a 6-6. And considering the amount of utility in terms of ultimates VLT now have, it's very, very viable that Revenant might have just given away that massive lead that they managed to occur in the opening segment of this first half. A-main aggression has been their key aspect, of Velocity Gaming. They've managed to put Deathmaker in such an upfront position that they get information on rotation and at least confirm that one aspect of this A-side attack is clean, which allows them to play a little more relaxed and maybe even a retake setup towards this A-side. Although MW1, his position has given him success so many times, and you'd be a madman to doubt him at this point.
Oh man, he gets that. Great shot from him. He's looking for more and he's trying to play around the cage of Loki. Loki, you need to take care of your corners. You never know who's going to be lurking up from where. And Knight Rider caught with his wall out almost. Gets away with just about an inch of his life. Will heal himself up, but RNT are being pressured here. Ultimates being popped up by them as they're trying to secure this round, but there's 4 available on the side of Velocity as well.
Oh, wow.
Playing for time, playing for information, and playing to stall. Deathmaker's also in a great position to stop this, because at this point RNT are going to be more worried about what's on their right side than what's on their left.
Playing in tandem though. A lot of utility to supplement this hold. That's left Knight Rider running for the hills, running for his life.
10 seconds
and hoping that for VLT just another round will suffice. This Vandal is going to be crucial. At least one saved weapon gives them a little more to work with in the round coming forth. Because let's face it, their bank is demolished.
Last round
there is
before the
no
switch.
feasible investment that they can make, you know. There needs to be a lot of compromise throughout the board. Boogie, half shields Vandal. I think he's gonna go to a Bulldog to just make sure that he has utility, which is gonna be key. You know, when you're playing the Cypher, you sacrifice your weaponry for the greater good, for the sake of the team. They're managing to at least scrape together 2 Vandals, although everybody except for Scarred God on half shields. His showstopper better put a stop to this show that VLT are putting for us.
They have won 4 rounds in a row. They're going to look for momentum here. Deathmaker detected by that. Does not give damage, but MW1 will. There comes the Rolling Thunder, and he's going to be far clean away from it. Deathmaker also finds Logi, and this half is looking likely to settle in towards that 6-6 scoreline. Deathmaker will go down, Ember finds him, and now from that drop position, he's going to try and keep them busy. But that wall has a gap, and they're going to be trying to exploit it as much as they can. Smoke goes down to cover it up, and Wimp needs to be careful about who walks in through that, but he might go through himself. Right Rider! He gets the double, sitting in that title corner, and now Wimp is going to be able to play off of Ember.
Utility is key. They buy time. They force Amaterasu to make mistakes. As now the pressure certainly is going to be on his shoulders. Knows the position of Ember, and he's trying to bait that peek out. Wimp though, perfect time to swing with that Spectre. And the spectacle of a round for Revenant as they break their drought. They get that round. But that sizable lead that they accrued has now amassed to a 2-round buffer. VLT, they showed that they have endurance with their performance in Breeze. They showed that they have mental fortitude to fight against any odds. And right now things look dead even. This is more than enough room for VLT to feel in their bloods and get into their mojo if they do not want to end their run here in this upper bracket.
Seven and 5 pistol. Very much important for Velocity as they try to execute it towards the B side, and Revenant are actually being pretty aggressive towards the other side as Deathmaker and Right to Waste get away from there as soon as they can. The wall's gonna keep it busy, but look at the amount of control they've got and information. They should know that they should be coming in from the other side of the map now. Wimp trying to keep them a little humble with that aftershock, but not going to work out. Velocity have taken the side as well as Heaven. Ember needs one, not going to get it. The flash comes in a little too late from Wimp. And my word, he gets destroyed as well.
Big. Kargod needs to find some success. Finds the ding and finds the confirmation. At least one frag. They know the presence to its tower is still there. And Right to Ace quick to remove Knight Rider from the playing field. Deathmaker, he's gonna just try playing off position, and Revenant Esports being choked out by utility. Amaterasu eager to push that engagement, and they secure themselves this pistol. They secure themselves the chance to get to an equalizer. And now Revenant Esports on this defense duty. This is where we expect the double sentinel to absolutely hold the fort, right? Sure, the pistol round is a round where it's more about the decision making, because utility is not something that you have luxury of. You only start with 800 credits, so there's going to be compromises you make either way. It's only in the buy round where we're going to see the true face of either side, and I'm hoping that Revenant has their game face ready.
Launching smoke.
Well, let's find out. Deathmaker making moves towards the B main side with all of his teammates. As Velocity tread lightly, not wanting to give out any sort of information as Amaterasu tries to find himself a corner under the side to get into. He does have the spike though, and while there is MW1 towards that drop side, there is Kargod with a shorty. Best gun in the game, of course.
At this range, for sure, buddy. We'll juice you and send you up to heaven like Juice World. At this point, MW1 knows he's going to be toyed with. And at this point, you don't even take this fight, right? Why do you want to toy with this kind of an aggression when you rather play with information? Because he's the lurk player here. He's going to be coming in from the backline just like Skargod did a lot on that attack. Ember's position given away. And there's players creeping up to Tar. A shooting squad eliminates him and he least expected it. And MW1, like I said, he wants to go for that lurk play. He wants to play off timing. And so does Skargod. Cheeky little angle with that shorty. They find the punish though. Not much that I feel like they can accrue from a round like this. Damage should be the name of the game, and Revenant Esports are going to be denied that firmly. Unless Deathmaker extends himself. Okay, never mind. Like, we curse every darn player in the most unorthodox time.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak at this point. It happened in the last round of the first half, and now it's happening here. Logi has given them damage, and he's looking for more. They don't even want to get out of this round alive. But they don't want to get their opponents alive either. Knight Rider wants to maybe pop out of the smoke, find somebody running away. He hears a couple of sound cues. And Amaterasu, while he might have found one, he's going to get away from the other. Velocity survive with 3. And RNT, here's where their defensive duties begin. The first buy round for them. And if they're able to secure themselves a win in this and solidify a strategy that works for them, where we see that Cypher and that Sage work to its best value, and couple that with the prolonging smokes of that Brimstone, and of course that map control initiation by Wimp on that breach, should give them quite a bit of defensive utility to work with for ample amount of time. And Knight Rider uses the first one towards A main, seals it off.
Yep, early ball. He's gonna go for that orb as well. VLT, they found the opening towards satellite. This is big. Now it puts a lot of responsibility onto Knight Rider to not go down and not risk much. Taking only chip damage, and he needs to find his back to safety. If he has his back turned the wrong time, it could be lethal. Although VLT turning their backs and now heading towards the satellite aggression. Deathmaker does get to deal with one. Wimp though decides to opt out of the fight. Ember's aggression.
Oh, the timing.
So well timed, and Amaterasu I think expects it to some degree. Close range, discovers his presence, the flash, the perfect play.
Oh no.
The perfect punish. And Revenant Esports now going to rely on individual brilliance like VLT did in map 1. Wimp gets him with the first. Fight start with utility, but that's something VLT try to fight back as well. The double peak doesn't work in fruition just yet because the trade's in sure. But Knight Rider from the backstab was the one who found the kill. Spike just around the corner and the smokes picked them to this kind of a position which Deathmaker was anticipating from the get-go. And VLT, they win this by the skin of their teeth. One player alive. Not the win they were looking for, but the win they get nonetheless. And more crucially, the win they get. They've taken the lead away and now should be in the driver's seat position. Although Revenant Esports, they have been synonymous for pulling off thrifties to some extent. And I'm not going to count anything off, although the loss of a chamber will kind of indirectly lead to that thrifty becoming a little more harder given you lack lethality.
Yeah, and you know, put something to notice here. This is the first time across probably the entire map when, you know, there's come a little bit of a damaging front apart from the first pistol on the first map that Velocity have actually taken a lead. This is the first time. That is quite a bit of, you know, round numbers to go through without Velocity taking the lead. And this is something that they're going to have to hold on to, keep multiplying, because right now while they can make it 9 and 7, they're going to have to be careful about how many players, you know, they're going to be able to, you know, survive and keep alive in this round, because economy is going to be taking a hit. Last round only one player survived, so they're a little light on economy. Not too bad. They will have a buy, but they need to make sure that they don't lose all of their players, or, you know, lose like 3. Keep as many as alive, and that's the name of the game right now. While RNT are being aggressive, and they line up for Deathmaker.
You can see that one coming. The Sheriff could have connected, although Deathmaker will not be put for a stop. This is Revenant just trying to be a little more out of the box, you know. In a round where you have the inferior buy, you do try something unorthodox. PLT though had their eye out for yet an MW1. That's one frag that he so desperately would want to forget to make sure that his head is in the game. And VLT, at this point, did they even try to play aggressive? Did they try to snatch that Vandal out of the hands of Wimp? Because Wimp already has his ultimate, right? It does make this. It does make sense for him to save this weapon. Knight Rider could afford to go and try finding a frag. Of course, if he dies, he'll be that much closer to that revive, which opens up opportunities and options for Revenant Esports. Yeah, I think he's going to kill himself.
Yeah, he most certainly is, because there's no weapon for him to pick up here. Nobody else from Velocity has gone to their grave. So 9 and 7 it is, and we are reaching a point where one round could possibly seal the deal of this game. It's either going to be an intense matchup going up again towards 13 and 11 if Kargod and Co win this, or Velocity could settle the game right here, right now if they win this round. If they put a dent yet again on the economical situation of the side of RNT, they're going to be finding round number 11 on the back of it and pretty much seal the deal for us to go to Haven. Let's see if it works out though. Yet again an aggressive push towards, this time, the drop for RNT as they've smoked it off, and right away is along with Deathmaker, waiting for just a push to come in from the A-main. But over there, Skargod's actually pushed them away. And the smoke usage from the side of the defense is pretty great, but that exhausts them their options to maybe use it for a post plant if need be, because now it's all gone. The third one's been used towards A-main, and now they're going to have to try and play out on the wits of their other utility. But look at how dangerously close these players are towards MW1. He could possibly find 2 again. No, it's not going to happen.
They have the chance here, Revenant Esports, to maybe find succession, but Hellfighter, the fact that he's able to get the double on the swing is a miracle. Showstopper, not too much avail, buys a little bit of space to some extent. And I understood what Revenant Esports prefer doing in a round like this. In fact, Scargod disposed all his utility to buy real estate towards this A main position. Velocity were very smart to just play around that. They didn't contest it completely. Wimp, position, firmly given away with him opening that door, and he closes it like a gentleman. Or at least the game forces you to be a gentleman as it closes as you leave. And Wimp, he's gonna leave this trail. He's gonna go back, save that Vandal. He's gonna hope that VLT on the back of hitting double digits maybe change up their game plan, because I'm seeing that Revenant Esports are trying to take control across different areas, but VLT are just maneuvering themselves so well around this control. They're essentially not fighting it. They're like, you know what, you want to use utility and take that control? Take it. I'll give it to you. When we're gonna fight back though, things aren't gonna be looking the same.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening with the the smokes that I said earlier. Ember has put them down pretty early in the round, and while that does give them a couple of seconds to get through, after that there's no cover unless you have Knight Rider's wall going up. But even then, they're being pretty, like you said, they're going aggressive for that control. They're trying to keep Velocity away, but because of the fact that it's happening so early in the round, the amount of utility that they're giving away in just about the first 10, 15, 20 seconds of the round is causing them to not have anything left when the fight actually comes to them.
And that aggression sometimes bites them in the back, because it becomes to some extent readable when such kind of plays committed. So much utility dumped towards Star enables Deathmaker to play aggressive, but he is playing against a judge. The vulnerability enables Deathmaker to get that kill fast as well. Knight Rider almost had them lined up. Amaterasu, 16 HP, but he survives. Man advantage though nullified as Wimp takes the aggression through the backstab, and Scargod, the showstopper not out in the nick of time. He ends up going down, and there's an opening now for VLT to strike. They know that this rotation means that Satellite is clear and more or less the rest of A side. So they're taking it slow, and they're allowing Revenant Esports to outread themselves. This is perfect. They play the time, they play the rotation, and they play the mind game to absolute brilliance. VLT looking very strong here with their reads, and they are hungry and desperate to force a map 3 decider.
30 seconds left.
Well, Haven looking at just about the cusp of our screens right now. Could be coming in about 5 minutes or so. Wimp does have a Vandal to work with, but he will have a tail behind him very soon. As Amaterasu slowly making his way there. LF spots him out, and that's Amaterasu's cue to move. Throws in the fourth line. No, doesn't even need to. LF will take care of him. Now it's Ember. Left alone. Spots one. Not going to be able to react in time. Velocity with 11. And slowly but surely, Haven looking much more possible right now. And Velocity all the more happier, because they know that that last map in this map pool is one that they absolutely love to thrive in.
What do Revenant Esports do differently here? Is the answer to this a more passive approach? You'd assume with the double sentinel setup, they'd be comfortable taking it more of a slow-paced approach where setup is towards the side. You use your utility more of a conservative way, where then in the retake it becomes so much more effective. It's something hard to find an answer to in real time, because VLT, they are criminal for changing up their pace at moments like this, when they're expecting Revenant Esports to walk in with a counterplay. They expected aggression to some extent, and they're focused towards this B side after leaving the Chamber Alumbot towards the A main aggression. So the aggression taken by Scargod is going to be discovered at any moment now, and will give VLT a little information to base their next minute, which is going to be very crucial. And they're not overextended here. VLT, they want to commit towards this B side. The backstab is going to be delayed. Ideal, and they find the opening.
Oh, there comes the Rolling Thunder though. Knight Rider been completely dazed off, and so is Ember, and Deathmaker will find both those kills, while Scargod comes from the backstab along with Logi to find one. Still a little bit of a long journey for them to go. 2 versus 3. The neural theft gives them information, and with that information, Velocity know that both players are towards main. They knew only Scargod was there, but now their suspicion is confirmed. But Logi's already made his way on the other side of this site. And he can actually crawl in towards Heaven, but as soon as I say that, right away, so we'll take him down. And now ScarGod, 1v3.
Gonna be taking his time, and so are VLT. They know right away is low, so they need to try and play this off each other. This is gonna be numbers that brings the advantage, and right away is in the ideal position to peak. But this kind of utility basically put ScarGod out in the open, and yeah, map point VLT.
Match point.
We are looking to go the full distance. At this point, Revenant, this has got to be one of the best rebuttals that they've had to deal with. Not a single round that they've been able to gain ever since the first half. VLT, it feels like they came in here with more than just a game plan. They came in here with anticipation, and they show why they are one of the best teams in Fracture. Revenant, this was their map pick. This was their chance. This is something that played into VLT's hand, however, and something that might cost them, as map 3 looks to be Haven and looks to be a heaven situation that VLT are putting themselves into. Amaterasu, a slow contact play, enables him to find a very nice pick off on a ScarGod. This rolling thunder, and Deathmaker is not able to fall back. The double aggression doesn't pan out because Amaterasu is able to dodge the utility. Although Wimp, perfect position to capitalize. They trade it out, and they have that revive, which is so crucial if they're going to play a retake setup towards this A side. Although VLT, they're going to be slow, they're going to be steady, and they're going to be cautious as they want this to be the done deal.
Yeah, but they've got two very good ultimates at the moment. The Cosmic Divide as well as the Viper Spit. And as I mentioned it, there goes Cosmic Divide. And it's only Ember now on site. Needs to get the one. He will find the one. The Viper Spit go down. And there comes MW1. It's going to be only left to right to Ace. He needs to be right to Clutch right now, and he finds the one. Got two more to worry about. Potentially three if a revive comes in. One of them is right beside him, but RNT playing this a little passive. They want him to take the plant so that they can go into this together for the revive to come in. ScarGod's back online, and he's got a boombot to work with. Throws it in, a little bit of chip damage, and right away is playing this a little safely. That boombot, while it gives him information, he's still surviving. They're playing to the perfectionist of this. Right away, still on his feet.
60 HP, and it's possible with that Viper Split because of the DK. Revenant, though, they navigate this with stealth, they navigate this with a little bit of calm, and it enabled them to get this round. That revive has come in clutch on so many occasions in the first half, and it's about time that it did on the second. 4 rounds in consecutive fashion is what Revenant Esports need to not only force overtime, but to potentially force this a 2. Although with the track record VLT have gained in that second half, even a madman would not dare utter these words. They have the economy here, VLT have the weaponry, have utility, and they have the chance. This is their moment to take it. Just like what Revenant Esports did on Breeze, they finally finished that job off. They can't let it get to that extent. They need to deal with Revenant Esports. And Ember, he finds an aggressive peak on the back of his aggression with Logi. They find that opening pick off cool, but what's VLT's response? Their mid game has been very, very decisive, and this swift take towards the B side ensures that they have side control. Utility, though, is going to be key for Revenant Esports and their ability to fight back.
Well, the trades are coming through on the side of RNT, and it's Nitro to keep them alive, but right to Ace is on his tail, and he expects this. It does not go in his favor. And right to Ace gonna be keeping things relevant. The grenade is gonna keep him at bay as he tries to rotate from the other part of the map.
They know.
Yeah, they know. They're gonna try and spam him down, and the cage.
Oh,
He's stabbed! Right to Ace! He's a second away from winning this, but Logi will keep it alive. The half defuse allows him to get it a little faster as well. 12 and 9. RNT. What a time to just wake up.
He has a $sign, buddy. He gets the $sign clutch. This is absolutely vital. This clutch right to ace was so close to it even in the round prior. And this has certainly got to be putting Revenant Esports' hope and ability to fight this on a knife's edge. Experience is usually what helps you in such circumstances. And undoubtedly VLT have the upper end of it. But take nothing away, ladies and gentlemen, this is Revenant Esports' map pick. So if we're gonna expect them to come clutch, this is where we have to do it. This is where every Revenant Esports fan needs to hope that they have a game plan, and you can see that coach being very vocal. A reset opportunity for either of this team. This is Revenant Esports to maybe in their attempt closing this out early. They might have given maybe the jig up, but again, you have to give it to VLT, right? They've shown why this is one of their more consistent maps. They've found a way to fight that Revenant Esports train. Dude, this is the upper bracket finals that we need and deserve. I'm so happy that this is how we end our day today.
That works. You want to play? Let's play.
Well, here we go. Revenant, your comebacks afoot. Knight Rider looking for one. That is a mistake. He just speaks out and he gets absolutely punished for it. And Maduraso puts him to sleep. There goes the Rolling Thunder to try and secure them the side, but it already is. There's nobody there to defend it. They're trying to keep it alive. A lot of ultimates going back and forth and bullets as well, as VLT still find themselves standing, all 5 of them alive, hale and healthy. Spike to go down. And Ember, he has an advantage, but he will be looking at the boom bot. Yeah, it looks like it is, OG. You might just be right. And Loki.
Trigger discipline. It could be big. He's wasting valuable time on the showstopper. He's buying information and position. He's now gonna be a very influential force. He's up the pressure, but that's something that VLT on the back of that double peak were ready to deal with. And they were ready to deal with the curveball.